So
Welcome
Elon is
back.
getting rid of light mode Twitter.
My God, that's what we're opening with. Elon Musk. Oh, I thought we had
Oh, I'm
higher
sorry.
standards than that.
I'm sorry. He's getting rid of light mode X. I'm putting a whole bunch of quotation marks around that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, there is. It's a huge talking point because he's making the dumbest decisions ever. Getting rid of brand recognition to become the most generic thing ever. Something that was to become the company that was literally the villains in Food Fight.
Brand X. Dear God.
Yeah,
All right. So where do we leave off?
we rescued Clank and we went through the arena.
And we got sent to this planet.
Come on.
Yes.
There's gotta be a ship somewhere on this backwater planet.
All right. This is planet Morklon, I believe.
Nice. So I found a YouTube channel that's going through each individual Futurama episode and
Reviewing them.
not necessarily reviewing them. I mean, yes, reviewing them, but also pointing out details, things that no longer make sense with later continuities, and but like in a positive, like it's a good way.
Fair enough.
Not in a cinema sins kind of way, more like in a mythology guy kind of way.
That's fair. That's how you wanna do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Reverential.
Yeah, like overall the message is positive. It's more just like, oh hey, here's this detail that later will get retconned when this later thing is established. Like in the first two episodes,
We got a guy. We're not
Yeah.
alone.
Come to hear about the historic battle of Gimlick Valley?
Actually, we're trying to stop an evil mastermind from.
Splendid! It
he
all
looks so better
started
without his
years
helmet.
ago, when I was just a
True.
child. Chief Zahn Gribnak was manning his post
Ooh,
at
I
the
love this
Arundel
animation style.
outpost when
He's
suddenly,
cute.
It is.
desperate to protect our village, Gribnak led a team of undertrained, poorly equipped soldiers into battle.
Group
Sadly,
up and hit it till it
victory would not
dies.
be theirs. Chief Gribnak and his noble lot were captured, imprisoned, briefly pardoned, imprisoned again, and killed. The death of Zahn left us defenseless. Without him, Commander Argos laid waste to our village by destroying the Arundel floodgate. It was a crushing defeat. Oh, if only Zahn had been here to defend us against Argos. I guess you can't change the past.
Ratchet, I believe I may have a way to help the Fongoids and give us a ride. Head to that time rift. Sigmund, come in.
Oh,
I need you
lucky
to
time
establish a
rifts.
time portal into the
Yeah,
Battle of Gimlick Valley.
didn't we spend the entire game up to this point explaining in great detail why this is a terrible idea?
Yep, pretty much. Admittedly, the Fongoids are a race of incompetents who just so happen to be so meaningless in the grand scale that you can do anything you want to their history and it won't matter.
So they're like Millhouse.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So, one thing I didn't know until I started watching it's called Overthinking Futurama.
In case you're curious, this last area is really great for grinding up
Leveling.
levels, you know.
Yeah. So apparently the professor, before his catchphrase was "Good news, everybody," he had a different catchphrase for about 2 episodes before they dropped it.
And what was it?
It was like, I should do something, but I am already in my pajamas. Yeah, it's not as catchy as "Good news, everybody."
To be fair, it hits me emotionally. I too don't want to do stuff once I'm in my pajamas.
That's the secret, Cap. I'm always in my pajamas. Um, yeah. Also, in the first two episodes, like, actually, it wasn't established until like episode 4 that Bender uh
Oh,
gets his energy from drinking.
Mister, you have to help us. Orions kidnapped
Oh, is that the
innocent
person we
boys.
just met?
I suppose so.
We are here
As
to
a
assist.
small, impressionable child. Don't worry, I will impress upon him good things.
Stay behind me,
Like,
kid.
do this to your enemies. Or do this to your enemies. You know, lots of,
Which-
like, small razor blades just being shot at people you don't like. Questionable individuals.
What was that fungoid's name?
I don't know. They all just sort of blend together, you know?
Yeah.
I think I'm here to rescue Zahn. Zahn Griblak.
Yeah. That's fair.
The Spiral of Death is such a cool weapon. Look at that. It just spins around and then comes back to you. It's like a boomerang, a beautiful death.
I do like spinning boomerang
Oh,
blades.
they leveled up.
Hell yeah.
Give me a second to heal up. There we go. Oh, the Judicator's already level. Oh, thank goodness, that leveled up too.
Hell yeah.
This way, Lunchbox.
Shields aren't useful if you point them away from the person you want to protect yourself against.
It's just across the bridge. Hurry, mister.
Alright, so the person I thought it sounded like isn't the person that voiced it. However, they did voice a character. I was thinking it sounded kind of like Katsusi. You know, the person that voices like Cubert um, in Futurama.
Ah, yes.
I thought that's who it sounded like, but it's not her. However, uh, they were in Going Commando
That's
as
fair.
Angela.
Do you want to know who else was in one of the Ratchet and Clank games at a point?
Who?
Ratchet and Clank Deadlock featured the voice of Timmy Turner's dad.
Oh, and Cosmo?
Yeah, and Cosmo, I guess.
I mean, he voices both characters.
I mean, yeah, but he's more famous for Timmy Turner's dad.
I mean,
You can't
Let's
tell
see.
me I'm wrong.
Darren Norris.
Yeah, Darren Norris,
his-
famous for
yeah.
playing the voice of Timmy Turner's dad.
I liked Cosmo more.
That's fair. Timmy Turner's dad
Oh,
is just more quotable.
he was also Jorgen von Strangle.
He's very flexible.
Oh, absolutely.
In case you're curious, the Buzz Blades are like one of the best weapons in the series. They make an
Yeah.
appearance in like every single game in one form or another.
Yeah.
See,
Speaking
now there's
of-
Doom Blades.
Nice. Speaking of of voice actors with magnificent range, Billy West. He voiced the that energy cloud without any kind of like editing done to it. Like he was just able to do that with his voice.
Energy Cloud. Energy Cloud.
It was in season 1. It
Rick
was
and
like one
Morty?
of the first. No. Futurama.
Okay, okay. I don't remember season 1 of Futurama that well, so when you said Energy Cloud, my thought process was the evil fart from Rick and Morty.
No. It was an energy cloud that went on a date with Leela. It was in like the first episode that was.
This is Clank.
It was like the first episode that was trying to uh, tackle Leela's love life.
Ah, fair enough. I like that Clank has like idle animations.
Yeah.
He just sort of spins his eyes and blinks. That's a lot of personality for what is essentially a toaster on somebody's back.
Ratchet,
Yeah.
you pretend you're attempting to destroy the floodgate.
God, I'm trying to remember the episode of that plot. Oh, it's the first episode with Zap Brannigan. That's what it was.
Oh, I can believe that.
Yeah, that's what it was. Zap Brannigan was originally supposed to be voiced by
Phil Hartman.
Yeah.
Before his
Like-
passing. Yes, I have mentioned this to you actually.
I'm not surprised. Apparently, there are a few recording because they told him he didn't need to audition, but he insisted doing it anyway. So there is some recordings of him doing a Zap Brannigan.
I mean, if you just play Blasto, that's pretty much his Zap Brannigan audio tape right there.
That's right. Is that that game where you're like a firefighter?
No, you're thinking about a different game.
Probably.
Blasto is a PS1 game with the voice of Phil Hartman as Captain Blasto. And it is a mature space comedy about a blonde hero in a red outfit fighting a overly zealous green man with ambitions for world conquest.
Yeah. Apparently, Fry, he's named Philip after Phil Hartman.
Oh,
There's early-
that's touching.
Yeah, there's early storyboards that show his name. What was it? It was like Clarence or something. Hold on.
Philip J. Fry is a much better name.
Absolutely. I'm sure it'll say it in his in the trivia section.
Oh, right. That reminds me. Nah, I'll save that for later.
We must hurry. If Argos destroys the floodgates, the entire settlement will be lost.
I love the Hydro Tank fight, not because it's like particularly difficult, it's actually kind of piss easy. I love it because you get to see the boss taken apart in like chunks. Which is like peak video gaming, you know?
Yeah.
You love to see bosses like ripped piece from piece, limb from limb. It really is like good for a sense of accomplishment.
Curtis, that's what Fry's name was originally supposed
Curtis?
to be. Yeah, Curtis J. Fry.
That's
Philip
fair.
is way better.
But yeah, I can agree.
Commander Argos is trying to flood the valley. We have to get to the top of
Alright,
the
so this
floodgate.
guy's trying to flood the valley. I need to stop
I
that.
do not understand. How will seeds help us defeat
So-
the Gregorians?
Trust me.
So some people who are really smart with calculating how much companies lose through various PR things determined that since Musk has uh, taken over Twitter, Twitter has lost $20 billion in value.
Oof.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I'm like,
that's almost half of what he paid for it.
yeah,
Uh, what's more,
I can buy the Hyperflux armor.
okay, that one actually looks pretty rad.
Wonderful choice, sir.
Yeah, unfortunately, it removes like the face, so that's one thing I don't like.
Oh, it still has the bicycle helmet look. Damn it!
Yeah,
If it didn't have the, if it didn't have like the bill, you
I
know.
get that. I'm grabbing the Crown Mine glove just because I can. I don't
Hell
need
yeah.
it, but I don't need this money for anything else.
Money is worthless unless it's spent.
Yep.
Yeah. So would it surprise you if I told you that when Musk uh, started making Twitter be X and was removing the Twitter sign from Twitter headquarters, that he did not get the appropriate permits?
I'm not surprised, actually.
So he had to. The people taking the Twitter sign off the building had to stop partway through because the cops came in and were like, "You don't have a permit. You can't do this. You need to stop right now, get the permit, and then continue."
That's fair.
Yeah.
So you'd be
Um,
asking, why am I doing this? Why in the middle of this dramatic scene am I planting trees?
probably to create platforms in the future.
You do not want to know.
Come on.
Exactly that.
Yeah. Nice.
I love
The,
rail grind sections in video games. There's never
Oh,
enough.
absolutely. Rail grind sections and like slide sections.
You know
know,
what
like
game had some amazing rail grind sections?
Sonic Adventure.
Scalar.
We should do Scalar.
Yeah, that could be fun. The plot is just insane enough that it would be like hilarious to riff on.
Well, absolutely. Lizards are taking over the world and trying to turn people into lizard people, and so the protagonist gets turned into a lizard person and sucked into a TV or some shit. Or was it a portal?
No, it's even more ridiculous than that.
I'm gonna be frank. I only remember the intro. Or we could save the plot synopsis for when we play it. if we
yeah,
play it.
that's fair. That's probably the right idea.
Yeah.
The Buzzblades just wreck house on most bosses. This is barely a
The
fair
basically
fight.
bees.
At this point, I'm just finding other ways to to ruin this man's entire career.
Yeah. I mean, it's his fault for being here in your way.
Look, man, I'm just saying, if you stop the invasion right now, I wouldn't have to do what I'm doing right here. On a side note, I've been playing a lot of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and that has a dedicated dodge button.
Yeah.
And so I've been instinctively pressing the dodge button.
Oh, I feel you. I've been playing Twilight Princess randomizer, and whenever I'm on vines, I instinctively hold up and hit A to try and jump because, you know, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and that just makes me fall because there is no like jumping like there is in
Yeah, I get you.
yeah.
Okay, I'm swapping to something that's gonna kill him. There we go. Ah, fuck. I was too busy playing around. I should have been more efficient. I do like that we're getting a lot of use out of like the wrench. The ability to just like grab stuff with the wrench is so convenient.
Oh, yeah. I I think this game looks like it really makes a lot of use out of all its weapons.
This is like the best Ratchet and Clank game as voted upon by like a bunch of different people. I mean, results vary depending on like groups and whatnot, but a lot of people will agree that like Rift Apart, that this one is like one of the best.
Makes sense. Um so you sent me a video on someone's review of Twilight Princess and its development.
Yes,
Uh
I
there are
recall you saying you disagree with a lot of his takes.
there are some takes that are factually wrong. He says that a lot of the stuff is uh just straight up ocarina, you know, grabbing 3 MacGuffins before you get the Master Sword and stuff. And they bring Ganon just because they gotta make it ocarina. But it's like the formula it follows was established in Link to the Past.
To be fair, like all the
Ocarina was
games followed the Link to the Past formula for years. He's probably
yep,
referring to the main 3D entries.
yeah, but like Ocarina of Time is just straight up Link to the Past, but in 3D.
I mean, fair enough.
Like, to say that it was only taking from Ocarina of Time is just wrong.
Well, consider this. It took more from Ocarina of Time than it did from its immediate predecessor, Wind Waker. And I think that's what he was trying to get at.
Well, it was
Look, I
an
got a
attempt at
statue.
course correcting.
Oh, hey, you're early. The reenactment doesn't start until tonight.
Reenactment?
Well, sure, man. Of the historic Battle of
I love the fungoid designs. They got like those swirls that I love.
Yeah, swirls and stripes.
Yep, swirls, stripes, the slight glow to their horns. I love
Yeah.
that Ratchet was striking the same pose as his statue for a while.
She's perfectly restored. I was going to take her up for the show, but her batteries are dead.
I believe we may be
Ah.
of assistance. If we were to bring back a few battery bots, would you allow us to borrow your ship?
Well, I suppose that'd be okay. So long as I got it back in time for the show.
Really do like.
If you find any battery bots, just toss them into these
Ratchet and Clank has like great designs overall.
Yeah.
Like I will say,
Can you imagine what Ratchet would look like without without his stripes?
much less interesting.
Yeah.
I will say this: playing Ratchet and Clank like Rift Apart, it really does become noticeable. Like Ratchet and Clank have changed very little design-wise since like the early days. They've softened up some features, they've changed some of the details, but for the most part, they're the same general design. Ratchet
Yeah.
just has different outfits. Clank, though, Clank has changed so little that when compared to, like, his different universe counterpart, the difference is, like, night and day. She has, like, extra bolts, she has, like, a triangle in her design, she's got, like...
Ratchet and Clank is like what would have happened if Jack and Daxter got their shit together.
I will say this: I like Daxter as a companion more than I like
Oh, absolutely.
Clank, which is, to be honest, I love them both a lot. Clank is very
Yeah.
great. Don't ever take that as Clank is a bad companion. No, I just like
I think
Daxter more because Daxter hits my sensibilities.
yeah, and it seems like Clank has a very monotone voice, which is great for like deadpan humor, but
That's just how his voice actor speaks, apparently.
oh,
Like
eh,
like his voice actor can just do that voice. There's like no auto tuning or like anything to change up the voice. He just
nice.
sounds like that.
Did you know that Billy West made sure that Fry sounds really close to his own natural voice as a way to make sure no one can replace him?
That's fair.
Uh,
Did you know that Billy West was in one of the Rayman games?
Junior, what did I tell you about running to
surprising.
Whoa, come on, Mom.
Yeah, he was in Rayman 3, I believe. He
I don't know
voices
which.
Murray.
I don't know which Rayman I had. I was never big into Rayman.
That's fair.
I know.
Describe the Rayman experience you had. I can definitely tell which one it was.
It was on the PlayStation 1, and the only level I can remember is there was a music level and like a candy level.
So you played the first one.
Okay.
Of which I am
Like,
sorry, that game is a miserable slog.
eh,
No, that is something everybody agrees upon. The first game is miserable. It's unfair difficulty, it's way too hard, you can't actually beat it unless you perfect the game.
oh, we never like got. We didn't really play our. We had an original PlayStation, and we didn't actually play it nearly as much as our Nintendo 64.
That's fair.
Because we had some fantastic games on Nintendo 64. We had
Banjo-Kazooie,
yeah, Banjo-Kazooie,
Zelda.
Banjo-Tooie, Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, DK 64. We had Pod Racer.
Oh, that's a
We
fun
had
one.
yeah, we had Motocross. We had a James Bond game. It wasn't GoldenEye. It was a blue cartridge. It was either The World Is Not Enough or Tomorrow Never Dies. I do not remember which one because we had the other one on PlayStation. Like
That's
we had
fair.
both games, just we had The World Was Not Enough and Tomorrow Never Dies. It's just one was on PlayStation, one was on Nintendo, and I don't remember which was which.
That is the radio.
Hold on, I'll just. Go.
That's fair.
And
Knob wasn't supposed to pop off, was it?
Now
we
give
had
me
the
1 second. I need to remind myself on several locations of value. Crack in time, RYNO location. Alright. Got the Vorsalon warship. I did not have the Torin 4-1. I'm pretty sure I have Lumos. Xanathar.
are you dying?
Oh,
Lawrence must have flown back here to pick
thank
up
you
the
for that.
memories. We have to get to that starship before it leaves for the Great Clock.
Yeah. The we had the best game on Nintendo 64 as well. Hot Wheels Turbo Racing.
So I'm just gonna hop in me ship. And I got some places to go real quicks. Real quick like, if you will.
Oh, Billy West was in Mind Over Mutant.
He's in a lot of stuff.
I know.
Did you know that Crash Bandicoot is in Mind Over Mutant?
Yeah.
So I've actually played that game. Let me tell you, the
Yeah,
cutscenes
it's
are
not.
wild.
Yeah, I remember you streamed it, not for the channel, but you did. That's the one where that's the one where the mask looks really dumb. Like instead of like a plank of wood, he's more like a shield with a beard.
Yes, but I've never streamed it.
No, you live streamed it before we did our Let's Play channel.
I'm trying to remember because I don't think I had the method to do that, but it does sound something like something I would do.
We should do it on the channel. It'll be a miserable time.
Oh, but it's so hard to get a copy.
That's fair. Even digitally?
I do not believe it has a digital copy. No.
Really?
That is
That's
because
wild.
it came out in like 2008, 2009. That area of time.
Yeah, but even Nintendo was doing digital downloads by then. They've been doing digital downloads since 2006. Xbox 360 has had digital downloads.
Yeah, but I don't think this one had a digital download. Not every game had digital downloads. I'd have to check. This definitely would be something to look into, but I do not think there's a digital version. That's the easiest gold bolt I've ever seen in my entire life. I keep forgetting it's here. Let's see. I'm going to teleport to the hollow. And then I want to leave. Here's what I need is the... Okay. Get out of my way. I will need this. The Omni Soaker. Oh, okay. Get out. Seriously.
Uh, so, uh, so the Oracle games are on the Switch now, on the Game Boy Collection.
Yes.
Um, so when Biddy and I were recording Mario Galaxy, we were talking about the Oracle games because we heard that it was gonna be coming to Switch at some point, but we didn't know when. Biddy checked Nintendo's Twitter to see if there was any news, and no. Also checked the Game Boy, uh,
Mm-hmm.
the Game Boy player or the Game Boy collection, and no, it wasn't there. Anywho, uh, like immediately after we finish recording Mario Galaxy, and I check my Discord messages, I see that you had sent me a tweet from Nintendo about the Oracle games
Yep.
being live, and that tweet was posted like 5 minutes after Biddy checked to see whether or not it was live.
Alright, so I have 6 out of 10. So I can pull these off real quick. I just need to do like a location search.
Yeah,
Alright.
let's do it.
I got the one from Vorselund's ship. I got the Tauren 5, the Tauren 4. You said the spaceport terminal is a bear that only goes down after a battle with multiple droids. Use the swing shot to get over the platform with the big crate. I'm pretty sure I got that one, but I will check just to be safe. That's Stracknos. Zone, assuming you have not already collected the zone, the hill should be easy to spot. You know what might be easier? Do I have the treasure mapper? No, I got the box basher. Alright. We're
Rip
getting
and
the treasure
piss.
mapper real quick.
What's the treasure mapper do?
The treasure mapper tells you where all the treasure is, and you get it from the Argonian Battleplex.
Hell yeah! Back to the arena.
which we have to do because they have a hollow plan in the Argonian Battleplex.
Awesome.
So we're
So
gonna have to do this anyway.
we can kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah,
Or
pretty
as
much.
vegans are trying to push, feed two birds with one scone.
I just
Yet,
imagine like violently throwing a scone at two birds because scones are universally misery-inducing.
oh yeah, not to mention, I'm pretty sure they're made out of the kind of bread that birds can't typically digest.
Yeah, so you're still killing birds with scones. I'm just doing it faster with projectile strength. All these
Yeah,
vegans are getting in my way. They're slowing me down.
yeah. Let me shoot my scone from my fucking slingshot.
I have a potato gun, and this potato gun can fire scones.
A potato flew around my room before you
Alright,
came
prevent the pyro
around.
spinners from breaching the energy barrier. Okay.
I'm assuming you can't cross the energy barrier.
Oh, I think they... Oh yeah, they can only use the shotgun.
Hey, shotting is nice.
Yeah, but I like my other guns more because a lot of them have like better defense qualities.
Well, here's the thing you're forgetting about the shotty. Shot is like a melody in my head. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics.
That's fair.
Yeah, what was that, like 2008, 2009?
Shoddy like a melody in my head.
Yeah, you can't remember the rest.
I mean, fair, but I never said I could.
I never said I could either. I admitted that I don't remember this song. It was like a really big pop song that everyone just forgot about.
You know what song I hated? So I was working in retail at the time, and at my job, they were constantly playing like a bunch of like hip hop songs, which is really weird since it was a hardware store. So you'd imagine they'd be playing some more like obvious dad rock noises. Anyway, one song keeps playing on the radio, and it's like, and we'll be celebrities driving around in our Mazdas.
I
That
have
was
no
the,
idea
that was
what
the song. That was the
about.
song. I got the lyrics wrong, but you get the idea. That's how they would sing that song. Like, the singer would just sort of drone, like she was completely disinterested, and then, like, somebody else
God.
would cut in and just sort of add, like, 5 points of personality to it. And then it would go immediately back down to, and we'll be famous driving our cars.
God. That sounds like a
There we
very
go.
corporate...
Toxic engagement. I needed this. Toxicity.
It sounds like a very corporate pop song. You know, the kind that's specifically tailor-made to try and appeal to a wide amount without anyone involved having any kind of passion.
Probably. I think it was like... Okay, what's going on? Missions... Inventory. I can't use any of my other weapons? Seriously?
Ooh. It means you gotta be careful.
Actually, I'm gonna leave the arena because I think something is glitched up. Okay, you battled Wargrock with nothing but your Omni Wrench. Okay. So that was on me. I can do
I
this.
believe in you.
I've done this before. I can win this. I think this is you're supposed to lead her into like the fire traps.
Oh, yeah, this probably makes sense.
case you're curious, the slam attack does like more damage than like your normal attack.
I assume so. Slam attacks typically do big jumping attacks.
That's fair. And I did it with 86 HP. Oh, I only took damage when you fell on me. There we go. Admittedly, there was lots of health pickups in that area, so that made that possible.
Yeah.
Alright, what's next? The Exterminator, battery bots on the battlefield, and then Overkill probably gets me the treasure mapper.
They're so tiny.
Alright, so what I want to do is I want to hit these guys with this, and then I want to, like, let the Tetramites eat them.
That makes sense. Also, that is horrifying to imagine.
Oh, it's basically like just having, like, termites just eat people's faces.
It's like the scarabs in The Mummy with Brendan Fraser.
That is such a good scene, though.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that movie, we had it on VHS, and I literally watched it every single day when I was a kid.
I mean, there's
Because
worse movies to watch every single day.
No. But it was like clockwork. Every day at like noon, I'd watch it. I was like 4 or 5 at the time.
That's
It
fair.
was when we were moving. It was shortly before we moved out of the trailer house into the 2-story house. But yeah, that movie instilled a fear of scarabs. You know how most, like, when they're in elementary school, they are scared of, like, falling into quicksand because they don't understand that there's not really quicksand nearby.
How
Like,
do you
you'd
know? There could be.
For me, it was scarabs. I wasn't old enough to realize that scarabs are Egyptian and also
Did
aren't
not do
like
that.
Yeah, no.
I mean, but it's such a good scene. There we go. Treasure
Oh,
mapper.
absolutely.
Battery bots in the field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, where's the battery bots?
God, the CG in that movie still holds up. I watched it like last month, and it still holds up really well. God. It was in the 2010s that CG started to look dog shit.
That's fair. There was like an era of like CGI being like decent that sort of just ended up getting like corporatized by like what was like cheapest to make.
Yeah. I
Where's the
blame.
battery bot? Where's the battery bot? Battery bot, battery bot, battery bot, battery bot, battery bot. I'm on a timer here. You can't do this to me. There we go.
I blame the MCU. Personally.
No, the first few MC movies had like really good.
Yeah, and the first few MCU movies were before 2010.
Fair enough.
Also, the Hulk's CG wasn't that good.
Yeah, but that's universal for like Hulk movies. No movie has ever looked. No Hulk movie has ever looked good in CGI.
Yeah, that's true. Like Iron Man, that was 2008.
That's fair. You ever play
Once
the Iron Man video game? That's pretty decent.
No.
It's pretty decent in that it's like garbage, but it's like for a movie tie-in
Well,
game. It's not
yeah.
bad.
I did play the Hulk movie tie-in game, which was better than the movie, I'm gonna be honest. I had it on Xbox, I think.
You didn't have Hulk Ultimate Destruction, did you?
I might be thinking of Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
That
Actually,
was on like everything, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
I
it
can
may
get the
not have been the
Chimp-O-Matic
movie.
for overkill, but I'm not interested.
Um, the it wasn't until like they started pumping out multiple MCU movies in per year that it really.
So this one I don't plan to use because it uses the motion controls.
Yeah.
But I'll show you what it's supposed to do.
Does it turn them into monkeys?
No, this is
Oh, it's a
the
Katamari
Dynamo of
ball.
Doom. Yeah, you charge it up and then you
Na,
release
na,
it,
na,
and then
na,
you
na, na,
control it
na,
with the
na, na,
motion
na,
controls.
na,
It's
na.
actually pretty good for what it is, but it's also like I don't want to be using motion controls.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, yeah, movies that had fantastic CG. Pirates of the Caribbean. You
Movies
know,
that did not have fantastic CG. The Wolverine.
yeah, X-Men Origins Wolverine. When did that come out? What was that, like 2011, 2012?
That was like 2009, I think.
Yep, 2009. All right, so yeah, around 2010 is when it really started going downhill.
The video game was much better.
Um,
Did you ever play
and
that game?
no,
The Wolverine video game?
no, I think I may have had a
Demo of it? The demo was great.
yeah from Xbox Live Arcade. I think we downloaded the demo because the first level was like wasn't the first level a snow level like escaping from the place or some shit.
No, you're thinking of one of the other games.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. I have to go back to Gimlick Valley. Boo. Boo. Yeah,
Uh,
so I have, I believe, 7 of the 9 right now. 7 of the 10. So that's 3 left, one of which is in Gimlick Valley.
nice. Um, you know what other movie had amazing CG?
Um,
Men, Men
do
in
tell.
Black.
Men in Black. They had a lot of practical effects for that one, too.
I know, and that's why they used the CG to. They did the same thing they did in Jurassic Park, where the CG was there, like they had the practical effects, and the CG was there to touch up on it, and also to, help make the practical effects seem more natural. Like with for example, oh right, that's what it was that I was thinking of. So yesterday I was listening to, I was in my truck listening to a bass heavy song, uh, and I was seeing the because when that happens, you can see the rear view windshields like shake. I was trying to remember what was it, what movie was it where the where one of the creators stated that they had an effect because they were inspired by seeing the vibrations of the song that was playing on the radio uh, through their mirrors, their car mirrors. And I remember it was Jurassic Park. That's why they had the. That's how they did whenever the T-Rex steps, the water shake, then you look in the mirror and it vibrates with each step and stuff and all that.
I get you.
Jurassic Park also fantastic CG, except for the the ironic thing is, and there's actually a very valid reason for this. The CG that aged the worst is also the same animation that made them realize just that they could do so much more by using CG because they were blown away by it. And it is the herd of bipedal dinosaurs running along. And the reason why it aged so poorly is because there was no practical effects accompanying it. It was pure CG and also right up close to the camera.
Oh, fair enough.
and that's why it's the effects that have aged the worst.
Mind you, some of the effects in like the newer Jurassic Park movies are not all that up to stuff either.
Well, yeah, that's because they don't have any practical effects anymore.
I'm just checking to make sure there's no
And
like. All right, I want to go to the Valkyrie Citadel. Yay!
hell yeah. So the reason why like old CG like the Men in Black still looks good is because it was a mix of practical effects and also the things that were pure CG weren't in the foreground, weren't in the focus. They were like at a distance from the camera so that you wouldn't be able to see all the things that don't really add up.
Galactic trivia: Terracnos was voted weakest planet in the universe 4,000 years in a row.
Oh, rip. Rippy and Pippy.
It's their own fault. That's what you get for being nerds. All right. I know what I'm looking for, but I can't remember how to get it. Alright, where am I? I'm here. So I want to get to the Citadel area. So that's probably accessible by this. There we are. Now, where am I on the thing? Yep, right over there.
Buried treasure.
The Ratchet and Clank series is like one of those games where it's like you get a gun you think is really weak and lame, and then you like use it practically because you're like, I want to try guns I don't use that often. Then you're like, oh, wait a minute, this is actually really good.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The guns that you don't know how to use at first, because you know the natural instinct is just point and shoot, and then when you actually learn how to do it, it's like, oh fuck, it's actually pretty good.
Ah, fuck. Oh, that's on me.
You know what some of my favorite kind of games are? The ones where there's a mechanic which is easy to learn but difficult to master, you know? Like
I get you.
the game where you can beat the game fine enough being okay at the main mechanic.
Do you mean
But
Bayonetta?
it is, you know what? Yes, Bayonetta is a really good example. Like it's easy enough to beat the game just button mashing, honestly. But actually learning the combos, the best way to dodge, the timing, like that is really difficult to master.
Alright, I'm gonna
Being
go...
able to do everything flawlessly and get a perfect platinum.
I was saying, I love the design of the Valkyries.
Oh yeah.
It's a very simple design, but it's very much Fat Lady Sings kind of vibes.
Yeah, like, you know, the stereotypical opera singer Valkyrie, you know, Norse opera, whatever the fuck.
Yep, very, very pear-shaped.
Yeah, and they absolutely own it.
I mean, they're a fun enemy to fight too because they got like a lot going on mechanically. They throw a
Yeah.
lot at them, which helps.
And the designs are reasonably simple.
Yeah, they're easy to read too, so you always know when they're about to attack. Ratchet
Oh,
and
yeah.
Clank has not always been successful in that aspect. So,
That's fair.
Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, if we ever play that, I'll point it out when we get there, but there is an enemy known as the Yeti, and it
Yeah?
is so infamous as like the most miserable enemy to fight in the entire game. That when it came down to years later, no, not years later, pretty recent, pretty much at the time, such a miserable slog of an enemy that the person who designed it got what was known as the Golden Yeti Award.
Oh no, is that like worst character design of the year?
The Golden Yeti at Insomniac office is the worst bit of the game that manages to ship.
Oh.
Everybody kind of votes on their least favorite feature, and that's the Golden Yeti.
Oh. I love that. I love it. It's terrible.
So in Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, it was the Yetis. But in the sequel, Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, I believe it was the gun turrets.
Oof.
Or rather, the missile turret enemies who show up for like a few missions here and there. Okay, give me a second.
I think
Die. That was my Ganondorf impersonation. You can.
I'm trying to think of what the worst part of a game I really like is. Majora's Mask, I'd say Dampy's grave digging.
That's fair. I get you.
It's not hard, it's just tedious. I mean, it's not hard if you actually listen to what the fuck you're supposed to do, Aaron Hansen.
On the topic of like, Game Grumps, are you familiar with the streamer's curse?
Is it where you're really good at video games until someone is watching?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And let me explain. They've actually
You
done
saw
math.
you saw my troubles with the Demon Fire Sage.
Yes. So
That's never happened to me. I promise.
So
It's
people
never
have
happened
done
before.
math, and they've crunched the numbers, and the degree of badness actually goes up. You would not believe this, with how close your name rhymes with Schmerin Schmansion.
Is that like actual statistics, or are you just making a joke?
I'm making a joke. I'm absolutely taking the shit out of Aaron Hansen.
Yeah. Okay. Because like I would totally believe, like I thought it was gonna lead to like,
Like numbers,
performance-
like oh yeah, if
how many
you
people are watching,
how many people are watching, expectations, how good you are at the game.
how much you boast beforehand. Because it's like classic streamer curse where you talk about how good you are and then immediately beef it.
Yeah, that's fair. One of my favorite, like... So I don't like this streamer for various reasons, but it was Darkside Phil. And dude's terrible at games. And there's one part of Ratchet and Clank Going Commando that is infamous for its difficulty.
Does he nail it first go?
He nails it fucking first go.
Nice. Demoline beat Orphan of Kos on the first go.
Neat.
Oh, right. So why I mentioned Aaron Hansen. So when he did Dampy's digging in Majora's Mask.
Oh look, it's Snowball and Quark.
Nice. He kept like. So the way Dampy works is you need to stay locked onto him. That way, Tattle will illuminate the area around him, and he will follow you as long as you stay locked onto him. Otherwise, he will just constantly, like, if you're not locked onto him, then Tattle will go back in Link's hat, and then Dampy will be like, "Oh, there's no light. Where'd you go?" And that's what was happening with Aaron Hansen because he wasn't Z targeting on Dampy,
Oh,
and so so whether or not Dampy could see is entirely at the whims of whatever part in the animation cycle Tattle was in, and that's why he was having trouble. I really don't like the Game Grumps Majora's Mask Let's Play because
it is always
the
painful seeing like somebody play a game you like poorly.
yes, I mean I like their Ocarina Let's Play because that was funny. That had enough jokes to that had enough funny parts to
Smurf.
outweigh the frustrating parts. But with Majora's Mask, they do everything wrong, and it's not in a funny way.
That's fair. It was very painful watching you play Sphinx and the
Persia
Cursed
without
Mummy.
walking. Oh,
No, I can deal with Prince of Persia. That was over exaggerated frustration. No, it was very obnoxious seeing you play Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy and then go, well, what am I supposed to do here? And I'm like, oh, you're supposed to do the puzzle. And you're like, I'm gonna do the puzzle wrong.
well, if there's anything I've learned between that and Tunic, it's that anytime someone promises me that a game is like Zelda and that I'll like it, chances are they're wrong.
Yeah, you hold Zelda to such a high standard that
Well,
its
it's not
pedigree.
a high standard.
Zelda's pedigree is too high. Nothing
It's
can live
not
up to
that.
it.
Well, no, it's not that. There are games that would be able to live up to it. Like I'm excited for the one that's the spiritual successor to the CDI Zeldas. I'm excited for that.
That's different.
Is it?
It's a CDI game.
But when someone tells me that something is like Zelda, there that does bring to it some expectations, which it often does not meet, because what they are referring to when they say it's like Zelda is not the things that I expect
There we go.
from a Zelda.
All right,
Is that all of them?
that is it. We now have the RYNO 5. Give me a second. I need
Hell
to.
yeah! Let's beat this game.
Yep, gotta return these to the smuggler.
Oh yeah.
Which means we gotta go to Planet Arachnos. Boo! Ruin the pacing of your own game, Insomniac. How could you do this to me?
Didn't you say that there was a Darksiders game that was like Zelda?
Yeah, the first Darksiders game.
I think that's the one I played and did not jive with it.
No, I think you played the second one.
Oh, that's the God of War like one, right?
No, it's the Diablo-like one.
No, that's not the one I played then. You know, I'll just look at my Steam list. I didn't refund it.
Fair enough.
I'm excited for Canvas of Kings. It's a map making program.
Oh, that's fun. Alright, Arachnos City. Here we come.
Oh, you're right. It is Darksiders 2.
I knew
The
it.
definitive edition.
I would totally be up for like streaming Darksiders 1 if you're ever interested.
Yeah. We could put it on a list. Maybe in October.
Yeah, that could be fun. It's probably the clunkiest of the bunch. I think Darksiders 2 is superior. But Darksiders 1 is definitely more puzzle focused.
One game I really do want to try and get back into in October. I really do want to try getting. I really do want to try doing Eternal Darkness again.
Where's the smuggler? I know he's here somewhere. He's not far. I might have passed him by.
You should draw Ratchet without his stripes, just to see what it looks like.
That's cursed.
Yeah.
Alright, give me a second.
I
Here we
am.
go. Oh, it's further in the level, of course.
Rip.
Ah, well, it's not too far. And we're only like an hour in. So this is
Yeah.
like the last half hour we're gonna have in the game.
Yeah. We're beating it, right?
We are absolutely beating it. It is not much longer. We
This
are.
needs to take 4 hours.
I guarantee you that the final bosses will not take us 4 hours.
To be fair, I guaranteed Biddy that it wouldn't take 4 hours.
Well, I'm going to show you why the final
When
bosses are
in
not going
Metroid
to take 4
Prime,
hours.
in Metroid Prime, I promised Biddy it wouldn't take 4 hours, but lo and behold.
Alright. There we go.
You got every piece.
I like its design.
This thing is built
The smuggler has a neat design.
discuss the matter.
He's not a
Kinda like
popular character.
It kind of has like Cad Bane kind of vibes.
Fair enough. The smuggler is not a
With the hat.
popular character. He appeared in Tools of Destruction,
I present to you
where he's just sort of a
the most powerful weapon in the
he's sort of a
universe.
living
Careful with this thing now.
MacGuffin.
not a MacGuffin. He just sort of tells you stuff. So he's basically
Oh,
a
exposition
yeah,
dump.
he's senior exposition. Oh, here we
I
go.
hate that.
This is the deadliest weapon in the known universe. There's only one strategy with this one. Squeeze the trigger. After that, it's clean up on aisle 3. The RYNO 5. Guaranteed to rip you a new one.
I love this
Oh.
gun.
I love that they didn't even advertise GrommelNet. Because,
Because it's not a
probably-
Grommet gun.
oh.
It's
I thought it
it's
was like an
Gadgetron.
off the record. Oh. Why did the Grommel advertise it?
You can't see it, but I
I
want you to
love
realize
the
that my
music.
entire controller shakes when I shoot this gun.
I love that. I love that it plays the, oh shit, which music is it?
Ride of the Valkyries?
No, it's not Ride of the Valkyries. Ride of the Valkyries is dun da da
Different.
da dun dun da da da. This is that da 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 dun dun.
Ode to Joy?
Is that Ode to Joy?
I can check.
I mean, we'll check off stream.
I can check right now.
Well, no, because I don't want it playing in the background. You might get copyright if you listen to it.
The 1812 Overture.
Yes.
So
that's what it
unless
is.
somebody owns the rights to the works of Travatsky, I think we're fine.
Yeah, no. I didn't want you looking up Ode to Joy because
Fair enough.
Though no one has rights to that song, there are people who have rights to specific version, like specific covers. You know.
I get you. Well, it's not Ode to Joy. It's 1812 Overture.
Yeah. That's the one with the cannon, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So in the sequel, Ratchet and Clank Nexus, guess what song that RYNO plays?
Hungarian Rhapsody.
It plays into the Hall of the Mountain King.
Oh, I love that. You know, Hall of the Mountain King and the Can have similar vibes in terms of their usage in memes, although they serve very different functions.
All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Hall of the Mountain King is for building up what will be absolute craziness, such as,
Cutscene.
Gummy makes
Step away
ramen.
from the transport.
You! How is this possible? You should be dead! On behalf
Stop
of
that!
Galactic Authority,
Stop
we
not
hereby charge you with
dying!
willful disruption of the space-time continuum. Shut down the transport and surrender quietly.
Kick him off the fucking thing.
Free for the first time in
Kick him
years,
off the Halo
innocence
Bridge.
from your destiny, and what do? Run right back to playing backpack to us, Squishy. You're nothing but a pathetic sidekick.
We should hang out sometime. That's it. No one talks to Clank that way. When this is over, I'll back whatever decision you make. But first, how about one final hurrah so we can kick this guy's butt?
When I'm finished killing you, I think I'll rewind time. So I
I
can
love
do
jet
it
boots.
again. And again. And again.
I love the when I kill you, I'll reset time and do it again.
A reverse
I've been
Dormammu.
waiting a long time for this. Lawrence, fall back to the outer perimeter. Let no damage befall our ship.
Falling back, sir. Happy fighting.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
It's too easy.
At least he's taking it into his own hands now. He's not leaving it up to anyone else. Because, that worked out so well last time, leaving it to other people. He's got to do it himself. Barely doing any damage, and you're almost out of
Seriously,
ammo.
okay. That usually the RYNO is like a win button. He's just probably a little out of range.
No, you wasted all your ammo.
Don't worry, I can live with that.
Can you?
Yeah, I can.
Did you do the thriller?
I guess. I wouldn't know. Pause.
What?
Gotta scratch my nose. There we go.
Oh, it's always at the worst moment.
Initiate hypernova defense laser.
Right away, sir. Stand clear.
You
Oh, I
rested,
love this.
my old friend.
Oh, is he destroying the space station? Oh, I love it. You wanna know what one of my favorite quotes from Dragon Ball Z Abridged is?
Which one?
I will kill as many people as I have to, as long as you are one of them.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
You can see the wall of death behind me.
Oh, yeah. Another great quote is, "Hey, you guys remind me of some assholes I'm gonna kill."
How you want to play it?
God. I've been watching their creator commentary on DBZ Abridged,
That's fair.
and they recently posted they posted the commentary on one of their best episodes. It's the one where Tien finally does something.
That's fair.
It's the last cool moment Tien ever gets.
Tien's one of those characters from like Dragon Ball Z that I always liked, but at the same time, like, yeah, he kind of does nothing.
I mean, it's nice that Toriyama remembered he existed in Dragon Ball Super.
Fair enough.
Now, if only he could remember about Launch.
Lawrence, atomize.
Launch was cool. I liked her design.
Yeah.
To be fair, a lot of the characters from Dragon Ball's
Dragon
early
Ball.
days as a
Yeah, only Goku, Krillin, and Bulma are really do anything.
Yamcha.
Yamcha is literally a joke.
Yeah,
By
shoot,
this,
shoot, 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 shoot,
at
shoot,
this
shoot, shoot,
point.
shoot. Okay, that I got bumped off course.
Get fucked.
Rip. Don't worry,
It's
he's
the stream
rewinding time
recurrent.
so I get a second shot.
Oh, is that how they justify the life system?
No, not really. I guarantee you nobody thought that far ahead. That's just standard practice.
Honestly, if they did, they could have easily had like every game over have like some kind of voiceover like let's do that again. Or something
Fair
like
enough.
that.
They probably would have if like
if they
dang
thought
it.
of it.
Oh no, if they had time, like if we
Oh right.
So we're not getting to the Insomniac Museum, but there's like entire levels and stuff that are removed from the game that were like 80% finished, but like just wouldn't be polished in time for like the game's release date because they just did not have time.
Because that was back when games had to be finished on release,
Yep.
and now games rarely are.
Seriously? That was right on course. How dare. It really is like a sign of just like a lot of games have like huge budgets and are expected to make back like 50 times how much was spent on them in development, which is unreasonable even for like the best of games.
Yeah, that's why the gaming market has shifted towards indie games. Like indie games have
Reasonable expectations.
yeah, except for No Man's Sky. But then again, No Man's Sky, people expected a AAA game because he had gotten the backing of Sony without... Was it Sony?
Sony, yeah.
They had the backing without the financial resources. So it was basically an endorsement, but it wasn't a budget, you know?
Yeah.
And
They were still like a team of like 10.
yeah.
Oh,
And
where
then,
is he? He's up there.
like,
Dang it, I should have waited like 10 seconds.
And then, like, a flood destroyed their offices and shit.
Oh, yeah.
But No Man's Sky is, like, the greatest gaming comeback. Because they sat down and they worked, they finished, they made the game that they always envisioned. A big part of the issues, though, was that they didn't have a PR team or a marketing team leading up to it, so they didn't have anyone to, like...
You know, I'll tell you why the damage is so piddly. It's because I'm using the level 1 RYNO.
Oh, sure. Blame it on that.
I'm totally honest here. Like usually the RYNO just rips, and I'm like, oh, it's because I'm using like the V1 version because I didn't go through like my extra levels of grinding on the side to make it stronger.
Yeah.
I swear to God, the RYNO is so much cooler than how I present it.
Yeah.
Not as cool as one of the Buzzblades, though.
I do like the Buzzblades, though.
Shout out to my homeboys. Everybody loves Buzzblades.
So, A24 Productions has signed a contract with,
Cutscene.
How do I disengage
Okay.
the autopilot? Oh, come on, snap out of it! Okay, no
He's
need to
dead.
panic. We just need to find Lawrence before he takes the escape pod.
20 seconds until impact.
Clank. It's been one heck of a ride.
Oh, is it Clank's dad flying the ship?
Come on! You're gonna have to jump!
10
Oh no,
seconds
it's.
until impact.
I kind of forgot that he was in the game.
Yep, Alistair Azimuth.
5, 4,
Fly right into a rift.
1.
I love that. That is such a stupid little bit of like additional detail, but they did it anyway.
Yeah.
The eye breaks.
I can't talk you
Yeah.
out of this, can I? Ratchet, we have been on many adventures, but the clock needs someone to protect it. It is what I was built for.
Aw.
What if he goes back
So
in
that's it.
time
What
to
about
create
the
a temporal
Lombaxes?
clone
They're
of
not in
himself?
danger. They've just moved on, and we'll find them. But the past stays where it is. Come on, pal. I'll walk you in. You were never a sidekick. You do know that, right? I always thought that you were the sidekick.
Where are you going? This is your responsibility. You can't just walk away. The Lombaxes need us. Don't walk away from me. I said stop!
Oh.
In case you're curious, he is dead.
Yeah, no, I heard the heart stop beating.
I love that. That is such a. I wouldn't say it's a twist because I believe everybody sort of suspected it was going to happen,
Yeah.
but it
I
is
mean,
absolutely brutal.
I did call that he was gonna be a villain as soon as I saw him.
He has a very villainous design. All triangles.
Yeah, and the eyeshadow.
What are you doing? He's a scary demon Lombax and you're after the plant.
The
I love
mean,
that
it's still a good
Sigmund is
design.
basically fighting him off as he's wrecking havoc.
Just keep going.
yeah.
The door. No. Get away from the chamber.
Yeah. Yeah, A24 Productions has signed contracts with the WGA and the SAG, so they're allowed to make movies. Because, you know, they're paying their writers and their actors.
Do you think they'll make a Ratchet and Clank movie?
Probably not, but I rewatched Everything Everywhere All at Once
You think I'd leave my best pal out
the
here
other
alone?
day.
Father went to great lengths to protect this room from those who would abuse it.
I wouldn't risk any more than 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
6 minutes. Is this gonna result in 2 Clanks existing? One to protect the time stream and one to go on adventures? That thing that I had said he should do? It's okay. He's a robot.
Alistair Azimuth is so cool as a villain.
I'm sorry, Ratchet.
Yeah.
I've come too far to fail now.
And it's like,
Dang it!
A villain
It's
you
so
can
easy to miss
understand.
his little bombs.
Coming home with or
yeah.
without your help.
And the,
Ratchet, look out.
On a side
Hey.
note, imagine being like Alistair Azimuth and succeeding in this crazy plan.
Consequence, could you?
Like, what happens if he succeeds? He goes back in time, he stops the whole thing, and then he has to look at his best friend's son, knowing that he murdered him in a separate timeline.
I mean, it could be one of those things of where, like, by this point, the ends justify the means in his mind. So,
Fair enough.
like the version, yes, he killed him in an alternate timeline, but that version no longer exists. So, did he really kill him?
No, Nolan North.
I can never remember what Nolan North's been in.
He's been in like everything. Just name a game. He's been there.
You know who's my favorite voice actor in video games?
Who?
Matthew Mercer.
That's fair. Dude's been in a lot.
Yeah. Also, I'm a huge slut for Critical Role.
That's fair. You'd
I
be
do
surprised
like
how many people will agree with that statement.
I wouldn't be. But I do like his performance as Ganondorf in Tears of the Kingdom.
I thought for a second there I was very confused because I wasn't thinking Ganondorf. I was thinking Gandalf.
Oh, yeah, you know, Gandalf from Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, like, when did Matthew Mercer play Gandalf from Tears of the Kingdom? That's a weird crossover.
Yeah, no, he was Ganondorf, the big bad,
That's
and
fair.
he absolutely nails it.
I hope he comes back for like other Ganondorf-related stuff.
If they ever do an animated Zelda show, like one that's actually taking itself serious, well, okay, whenever I think of video game animated shows, my first thought goes to Castlevania. By the way, I'm really excited for Castlevania Nocturne.
And by the way, the Netflix Dark Souls series.
It's rumors.
It's rumors right now, but if it turns out to be true, I'd be very excited.
I would too. I'd be curious as to how.
I love that mentality.
They're gonna
I would
link
kill
the
you
flame.
now and save you in the past. Duh.
Yeah. I think if they do, if the rumors are true, I think that it's gonna end with them linking the flame, because that way, whatever their, because, you know, if it's successful, then they could do Dark Souls 2, and then Dark Souls 3. And if they have the flame be linked, then that means they're, they could, that could be marketing for Dark Souls 3 whenever, if they ever get to that, you know?
That's fair. God, remember that DLC for Fable 2 that was basically just marketing for Fable 3?
Oh god. Was that the one where, like...
It's the one where Teresa shows you the future.
Oh. I think Teresa is the main villain of the Fable franchise.
I mean, no surprise there. She has a lot of credibility behind that claim.
Because, yeah, you know, first of all, she's the one who,
Gave Murgo his stuff.
yeah, she's the one that, set Reaver up with the Dark Powers and turned, Oakvale to, into Wraithmarsh.
There we go. The RYNO got a kill.
Nice. she took the Tattered Spire for herself, which released the Crawler from its prison.
But we got something more important.
Yeah. Set it to the future! Oh shit, it's broken.
Isn't it working? Because it's not a time machine, Alistair. The clock isn't meant to alter time, only keep it.
30 seconds until total system failure.
So sorry. No. Let me.
So I'm guessing this game breaks the fabric of reality, which allows the parallel universes to come in?
No.
No?
So the Dimensionator is set up in the previous game and pops up every once in a while. This is unrelated to the Dimensionator proper.
Oh, did he just get turned into a statue?
No, he gets vaporized.
Oh.
And,
Oh,
dead.
Well, yeah.
Alistair?
Oh, it's the pocket watch. Oh no, the pocket watch is broken, symbolizing his death.
You
Yep.
did a brave thing, Ratchet.
Have you ever seen the
You should be proud.
animated short Borrowed Time?
Yes, that is a very good short.
It absolutely is.
Did you watch the short pilot episode for the Ratchet and Clank TV show that never existed?
Nope.
It's not good.
Wasn't there like supposed to be a
Looks
Crash
like there's
Bandicoot
just
show
one more
once?
thing to fix.
There was a plan to do so, and then they never ended up doing so because
Oh,
Activision
not
pulled
work
out,
well
I
with-
believe.
I thought it was like it didn't work well with test audience because
No, it was.
they had like
take care of
What?
yourself, pal.
didn't they have like the what would be the intro song?
Oh no, you're thinking about something
Pedal
else. I'll
thing?
explain in a bit.
Yeah, okay.
I
What
cannot
if they
stay.
go back
I
in
am
time
sorry,
6
but
minutes to
discovering my
save
family has made me
Asimov?
realize that I cannot leave Ratchet. Not until he finds his own. I hope you understand.
You're leaving? Energy output normal. Harmonic stabilizers stable. Why aren't I freaking out?
Perhaps you are ready to be promoted.
Senior caretaker?
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Take
Aw.
it's a really good movie. Robot.
The clock, much like time itself, is a gift, and not to be tampered with. Unlike any father, my only wish is that my son does that which makes him feel whole. You are an intelligent and logical being, Clank. But intelligence and logic would have been wasted gifts without honor and loyalty. I am proud to see you came into those on your own. So, should the clock be too small for your plans, I pray the cosmos light the way towards a future you yourself design. And remember, the universe has a wonderful sense of humor. The trick is learning how to take a joke.
What a lovely ending. Would you agree?
Just because
Okay.
of robot.
So the Crash Bandicoot thing you're thinking about was not a TV show. So originally, Universal commissioned a animated intro to the game to be sort of a Looney Tunes like thing because they were really leaning into the Looney Tunes aspect of like the pitch. Sony
Yeah.
didn't like it because they wanted to focus on like the 3D stuff that the PlayStation 1 was capable of.
Makes sense.
So Sony was like, we don't like this, and nobody at Naughty Dog was really caring for the whole Looney Tunes thing outside of an aesthetic choice. So that's why that never got off the ground. But there was a Crash Bandicoot TV show in the works for Netflix. This actually did get pretty far into development before it was canceled when Activision Blizzard pulled out.
What happened? Wait,
This was like right after the scandals got out.
Yeah.
So they were cutting their losses
time?
to... James Arnold Taylor plays Ratchet.
James Arnold Taylor. Why does that sound familiar?
Let
Is
me go to
Is
his...
that hold on? Is that Anakin?
No, no.
you still have some semblance of bladder control.
No. That's Hayden Chris... No.
No. The
folks worked
The one from okay, no. Oh wait,
Yeah, he is
the one from
Anakin.
Clone Wars. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he was Anakin.
Yes, in the Clone Wars TV series.
Yeah.
He has been in. No, he's Obi-Wan.
Oh wait, he was Obi-Wan?
Yes.
Shit. I was close. I'm gonna be honest, when I said is that Anakin, I was referring to the kid from Phantom Menace. The
Oh,
one that was
fair.
in Jingle All the Way.
Huh. Okay, so here's some of the stuff he's been in. He was
Oh, I was
Leonardo
thinking
in the
Jake Lloyd.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, the CG one. He was Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Clone Wars movie. He was Obi-Wan Kenobi in The Force Awakens, but they redubbed him with Ewan McGregor. He's been in a few other things. He also voiced Milo Thatch in Atlantis. Milo Returns, the sequel.
Oh.
He was various characters in like some of the Superman films. He was a character in Bionicle, one of the TV movies.
Jesus.
He was in Johnny Bravo.
I'm looking at
Static Shock. Oh, he's Crash Nebula.
Oh, nice. I'm looking at Jake Lloyd stuff. I think Jake Lloyd should be the next actor to be pulled back into acting after 2 decades of nothing.
Oh, he voiced Johnny Test.
Yeah.
He was a character in Afro Samurai.
I haven't thought about that in years.
Fair
Decades
enough.
even.
He was a character in Batman: The Brave and the Bold.
On the topic of Ewan McGregor, you know what movie he's in?
Beauty and the Beast.
Robot.
Yes.
Ewan McGregor, Robin Williams, Mel Brooks. Robots is a really good movie.
Here's something funny.
What?
James Arnold Taylor was Titus in Final Fantasy X.
Ah ha 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 ha.
He voices the Gingerbread Man in the Shrek 2 video game. And
Nice.
Quentin Beck Mysterio in Spider-Man 2.
Baller. Man, I would love to go to a universe where we got Spider-Man 4 with Bruce Campbell Mysterio.
That's fair. Oh, he voiced a character in the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen video game. Lots of video games.
Yeah. I heard he was in Ratchet and Clank.
He was in the Back to the Future game.
Oh, the Telltale one.
Yeah, he was Doc Brown.
Yeah, I can believe that. You want to know one of the most fucked up things about the Telltale Back to the Future game?
Yeah, tell me.
So, apparently, so in Back to the Future, you know the principal character, right?
Yes.
The games established that in the original timeline, he had a sister who was murdered by Biff's grandfather, Kid Tannen, who was a Prohibition Mafia guy, and he ran a speakeasy, and he killed the sister of the principal because she set his speakeasy on fire. However, in the events of the video game, Doc Brown ends up being in the wrong place at the wrong time, so he ends up taking the blame and is killed instead in the past, and that's the inciting incident for Marty to go back to that to the 1920s to save Doc Brown from Kid Tannen.
Okay.
And he also learns that his grandmother used to be a singer at Kid Tannen's speakeasy and was Kid Tannen's girl until she ran away with Marty's grandfather.
Nifty.
Yeah, the Telltale Back to the Future games were actually pretty good.
Never played any of them myself, so wouldn't know.
Not a whole lot of people have.
To be fair, I heard that like they also made a lot of really bad games around that exact same time as well, so it probably got buried.
Yeah, Telltale only has like in that genre of games, they only had two that were like huge hits, and that was Walking Dead and Walking Dead season 1 and uh oh fuck, what was it called? Wolf Among Us?
Well, they also did a Borderlands one that was pretty good.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
That's fair. Most people forget about it too.
Yeah, but not as many people who as forgets about Back to the Future.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's a really good it's a really good one because you meet Doc Brown when he was Marty's age.
Yep. Also
Uh,
voiced by James Arnold Taylor. Ooh.
yeah.
It all wraps back around.
Yeah. Eventually, the principal's sister, ends up getting a hold of the DeLorean and goes back in time to burn down the saloon from the Wild West.
What's that, Snowball? Little Jimmy fell down a well? Oh, you're hungry for blood. Oh, I was way off. Let me just... Oh, boy, this is bad. Little help here. Ratchet, Clank, Helga, anyone? Nice Snowball. Nice Snowball. Down, Snowball.
Maybe Nurse Shannon will show up to rescue him.
Don't worry. Quark rebounds from this and becomes Galactic President. Despite this, nobody admits to voting for him.
What does he build? Does he build a wall around the entire universe, or does he try?
He doesn't try. Rather, he ends up shutting down most of the defense networks.
So the exact opposite.
Yeah, kinda.
Oh, right. This was the dude's minion.
Yep, this is Vorsalon.
Yeah, the right-hand minion of the main bad guy. Oh God, there was a bit of weird clipping on that vent. You see it?
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Oof. All right,
God,
so
graphical bugs like that, 0 out of 10.
all right, do you want to fight Vorsalon or nah?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with Vorsalon.
Yeah. So, my thoughts are that it looks like a pretty fun game.
It's very fun. This is like one of my all-time favorite games. I've replayed it multiple times. Usually with somewhat lengthy breaks in between, just for my own sanity.
That's fair. Yeah. Do you have any final words?
This is a good game, and I really do hope we get more Ratchet and Clank games because the series has always had like development troubles. I don't think there's a single game in the franchise that has not been a viable candidate for the what happened to Matt McMuscle's formula. From the first game to the second game to the third onward, there's probably like a bunch of what happened material waiting to happen that he's not going to touch on. But on that note,
he made a video on Into the Dragonfly, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, okay. Is that the one that was like super long and had interviews with developers, or am I thinking of a different one?
You're thinking of a different one.
Ah, okay.
Matt McMuscle's one is shorter. It's mostly a chance to do a video with Cat Icarus.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yep.
Speaking of which, I still need to see the bootleg Crash games.
Cat Icarus is like
episode.
so many good videos right now. It's
Absolutely.
It's not baffling, but at the same time, it's like,
I don't
man,
remember the last time he made a bad video.
his new format really is working for him.
Oh yeah. Uh, he adapted to the lockdown really well.
Yep.
At least in terms of his video formats.
Anyway, I think we're good.
All right.
Actually, let me check the options. I think there's Messenger community. I think there's supposed to be like an option to like they had a last time on that they had, but like I can't find it anymore. Oh well.
Oh. So thank you everybody for watching. Check out some of the other stuff on the channel. I'm playing Dark Souls, so you can go check to see how that's going.
And we're gonna find out what I'm playing later.
Yeah, and there is also on the channel I am playing Mario Galaxy. In addition to that, there is Tabletop Thursdays where we on Thursdays we play Tabletop Simulator, and there's a couple tabletop RPGs. One of them is a homebrew System Wasteland run by our friend Chalkfee, and it is basically day one of the apocalypse. The other is a homebrew D&D 5e campaign that I run called World of Tapir, and it is about pirates. The last episode had a bar brawl, and those are always fun.
You know what game had a really good bar brawl?
Wolf Among Us?
No, Sly Cooper. But I've never played Wolf Among Us, so you might be right there too.
Well, let's just say there's a prompt that wasn't well.
Oh, you mean giving him a glass?
Yeah, glassing him.
Yeah, I don't know. Get him a glass.
Yeah, that wasn't a real intuitive prompt.
Fair enough.
There are compilations on YouTube of Let's Players choosing that option, thinking it means offering him a glass.
Fair enough.
So, comment challenge of the day. What's your favorite PlayStation, PlayStation and PlayStation 2? Let's lump them together. What's your favorite game from PlayStation and PlayStation 2?
That's a tough one. I'm still quite fond of Sphinx and the Curse Bombing, to be honest.
That's fair. I'd have to say Gauntlet Dark Legacy.
That's also fair. I've played so many hours of that.
So have I. We played it on the channel. You can also go check that out. That was years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, it was you, me, Jester, and your brother.
What's our sign off?
With out of the way, there's nothing left to say, but good night, everybody.
Good night, every Lombax.